After all the emotions of stripping this car down and the months of waiting, it's finally time to start removing the last of the parts and scrap the shell. A few months back, we agreed to recreate this photo of me in a supercar. The best way for us would be to trade cars, which eventually led to this Honda Integra Dc2 Type R, which we bought for £1,750. It wasn't long before we got it running, but it then immediately caught fire.
It's smoking, it's smoking, it's smoking, we're on fire, stop! Oh.
And then we got a closer look at the true extent of this project, which came to surface and slapped me back into my place. So we agreed it's best the car was broken and we move on to the next one, which it's time to do in this episode. Basically, we've still got some parts to remove, so we've showed you quite a lot, like removing the engine and stuff, but there's still interior parts and other parts that need removed. Basically, there is wildlife starting to live in here now. Because the hole in the floor, cats are starting to come up and they are sleeping in the car overnight and on the seat and stuff. You can see there. I fucking hate cats. Stinking me b****s. So it's time now, we're just stripping this out and we're going to bin it. And there is, calm down, there is reason and method to the madness, okay? So we're going to show you everything that's still to come out, we're going to strip it all down and we're going to scrap this shell, and then I'll explain later in the video the reason why we're doing this, so stick around because is it positive, Michelle? It's a good reason anyway, so it's just going to lead to the next thing. It just needs done now. It's taking space, it's getting wildlife. That's not what the car's supposed to be doing, so time to get it off. We've still got the steering wheel to remove, we've got door cards to remove, we've got seat belts to remove, we've got some seals to remove, we've got the clocks, the dash, everything, as much loom as possible which is behind here. We've got the pedals to remove, seat belts to remove. We can take the spoiler, the boot, the back lights, the wheels are coming off, the brakes are coming off, the headliner's coming off, all that good stuff. So we're going to show you guys everything involved in that, and then we'll get to the reason why in a short moment. First things first, I'm removing the steering wheel cover and all the stalks and clusters to make it easier to remove the dash. Oh wait. Calm. Screws in there. I'm going to have to be a bit more patient and take my time removing everything, as all these parts are now worth money and will need to be sold to get the highest amount back for the car. To remove the dash, I'm removing the more obvious bolts and screws and giving it a wiggle to indicate what areas might still have fixings attached. As you can see, some are hidden behind covers and even the clock on the dash. I've removed the dash as whole as possible, so any valuable parts don't get lost in the process. I'm removing the heater matrix and the blower motor as we need these out to access the wiring loom, which will become one of the most important reasons why we're breaking the car, which we will reveal later. Or have you worked it out already? Right, so bit of a wrestle there, but we have removed the dash and all the climate control, so the heater matrix and the aircon and all that kind of stuff. So it's gave me a lot more access into the loom, which was kind of running under it, and then into this fuse box here and everything that's left on the steering column. When we get rid of this, basically we are leaving nothing on the shell. Everything's coming off, every single nut and bolt. I want to take everything off. It's just scrapping as little as possible, really. So I'm just going to keep working. I think next, because I need to remove the door cards to remove this loom and the ECU to take the whole loom out, and I think I need to remove the battery tray as well, which has got a seized bolt, so I'm going to need to twist sockets onto them. So I'm going to leave the door cards to kind of last, and I'm going to take all of the trim and the seat belts and all that stuff, the back lights and everything off, leaving in the glass just as that last to come off, so that everything's kind of still staying dry-ish. So that's the plan. We're just going to keep working through it and just remove everything, and by the end of this video there should be an absolute bare shell.
Next, I'm removing the rest of the interior. First I remove the sun visors, then I need to remove the seat belts and the back quarter trims to allow the headliner to drop down. Then my friend Yazik shows up, who tells me he's behind on some of the videos, so don't be like him, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any new video notifications. Everything I've removed on the driver's side now needs repeated on the opposite side. With the trims off, I can carefully unclip the headliner and lower it down onto my fat bald head as I remove the two clips on the sun visor, which I didn't think I needed to come off at first. You can see now everything's starting to come off the car really fast. And I'm taking videos as I go along so I remember what each part is for when it comes to selling everything. While we're inside, it's easy to detach everything for the fuel tank as well, which will need to be done before we can remove it. Next, I'm just carefully removing all the clips holding the loom in place with my trim tool. I'm then able to split the loom at the connector and start following it to each end of the car, removing the last of it. And then it's time to remove the wheels so I can remove everything from the underside of the car. I'm going to drop the subframe onto the ground, but first I'm removing the brakes as they are particularly new and I don't want to ruin them.
There's literally still pieces falling off and landing on me.
And just like the inside, I need to repeat the process on the opposite side. Then it's time to remove all the suspension and the subframe bolts to allow it to drop down as one whole unit. We're in a rhythm now, so it's time to just attack the rear of the car at the same time. Again, these brakes are like new, so I'm removing them first. Then I can remove the rear anti-roll bar. The back of the car is going to be a little bit different. I can't drop it down as one whole subframe. It's got independent rear suspension arms as opposed to a beam axle that the FN2 stupidly has. So it makes stripping the rear a little more challenging, especially with all the rust you guys know is back there.
Safety goggles is a must. Did that with my eyes shut there. Oh yeah, man. Oh. Rust to bait.
With the shouting and swearing over, it's time to drain the fuel tank. Which produced zero liquid gold. Then with the fuel tank straps removed and the tank dropped down, there was only the large panels remaining. I made an attempt to remove the rear quarter glass, but you'll see how that went. And that's finally it for the Integra. A first for me and something I said I would never do: break a car. We're supposed to be a restoration channel, so trust me when I say it genuinely breaks me up inside to do this. But even though it's over, the car, like all others, has brought great memories and I'll keep them forever thanks to the channel.
Oh no. There's two good points in my car, and one of them's tax discs.
From getting to meet Ross and learning his story with the car, to creating my own memories with those closest to me, and I hope it's brought you guys at home some joy as well.
Don't feel too bad about the Integra. As with everything, when one door closes, a new chapter begins, so it's time to reveal our next project on the channel, which is right behind this door. This is a 1996 Honda Integra DC2 Type R. Do you guys really believe I was going to miss an opportunity to have another shitty Honda on the channel? Thanks so much for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and we'll see you guys on the next one.